Reporting for duty, boss. How you doing, man? Just finishing setting up here. Get some feedback. All right, let's see. Get this. All right. All right. Let me drop this link just in case anybody wants to join. Doesn't see the notes. Yeah. Let's see. Go ahead and just finishing the theory in the last minute. There you go, man. That's the way we do it around here. In the last minute, that's what matters. That's what matters. Let me see, make sure that everything else is set up. All right, I think everything is set up. Let me. Hey, can you hear the game? The game, okay? Hold on. Oh, you know what? I think I have the music turned down. All right. All right. Let's see. Is there any y'all hear any audio from Elden Ring? Welcome back, everybody. All right, so let's well, I don't know. I don't know if Elden Ring, if you can hear anything. Let's get a good T-pose going. All right. I hope oh, you know what? Let me turn off the multiplayer answering summons. They want to get summoned to call to help people while I'm trying to talk lore. All right, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Oh well. Wow. Okay, I don't know these buttons. All right, here we go. Maybe my headphones are not on. Well, I don't know. Technical difficulties, as always, when you're old. The gates of the divinity. That's right. Okay, so is the audio okay? Can y'all hear it? Man, because I'm showing there's no audio, but I have no idea. Audio's good. Okay then. Thank you, Jackal. I appreciate it. All right, so let's begin. Roll the intro. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Anyways, the intro is me fumbling around. So everyone, welcome back to the Elden Ring lore call-in show where you get to call in on Discord, and share your theories, your questions, your thoughts on Elden Ring and the lore itself, which is pretty much infinite in everybody's take because everybody brings their own views and lens, which is amazing. Already got some callers in queue, which is great. It's great. Can't wait to hear these theories, right? And just enjoying the renaissance of the second renaissance of the Elden Ring lore community, which is great. Our boy Rattle Boyal, Serious Moonlight over there, got a new video out this morning. Everybody check that out. We also have Not Godwin. He's got coming out with a new video, but he's got some older videos that you can check out, and he's got one that came out like a couple weeks ago. And always another friend of the show, Jack the Mimic. Check him out too. He's got some the Mimic commentary, which is always fantastic. Yeah, a lot of great content coming out for anybody that's hungry for the lore. Welcome back, or welcome back, Nick, Blaze, Rattle, Nostal, Jackal. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Um, so this is it. This is the beginning. The question of the week that we'll be discussing partly in the show is, let me ask everybody. The question of the week: when Gideon says that America wants blah, let me restart. When Gideon says America wants us to struggle unto eternity, is he telling the truth or is he lying? Now, if you want to answer it, all you gotta do is join Discord, and it's in show notes and in chat, and yeah, come tell us your answer if you willing, if you have the guts, maybe, right? All right, so anything else? Anything else going on? No other, nothing else. Let's get on with the show. Let's find out what's going on. Let me see what's wrong with my headset. One second. All right, I'm back. Let's do it. Who was first? Does who was first? Of course, Boss was first, right? Boss was always first, isn't he? He's the most dedicated person. The he's got, yeah, he's got the most dedication. He's truly an inquisitor. Let's see. We'll bring Boss in the chat and let's see what he's got for us this week. Hello, Boss.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good. Are you ready to tell us these amazing theories that you have? This greatness?
Uh, I guess I will be as ready as I ever be.
Oh, really? Okay, ready as you ever will be. All right. So, do you want to start with the question of the week?
Yeah, yeah, we can start.
Okay. The question of the week, boss, is when Gideon says that America wants us to struggle unto eternity, is he telling the truth or is he lying to you? Oh, boss is quiet. Let me turn boss up. 1 second, boss.
Okay, don't worry.
Boss, here we go.
Do I need to say test? Like,
Keep on talking.
check the.
I'm checking. Let me know when he's.
Okay. Test number one. Test number two. Test number three.
Okay.
Test number four.
You're good now. Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. All right, boss. Let us
Okay.
know your answer here.
Well, after a long discussion with myself and Rowena,
And Romina, how's she doing? She doing okay? I hope.
she's doing good, still rotting away.
Oh,
That's her
okay.
thing.
All right, good, good, good.
But yeah, I would like to say Gideon is not lying
Oh, he's not lying.
to
Okay.
us because Gideon, he is called or he is calling himself the all-knowing.
Uh-huh.
But excuse my French, but Gideon, his head is too much pulled out of his ass to realize he is not as smart as he thinks he is.
Really?
So in his own incapability of killing a god or not knowing the truth,
Yeah.
he says those words. Like he says, "Oh, the queen wants us to stroll onto eternity." That's not true because we know the story from another side. We know obviously we are the players. We have information extra, and Melina, we know she created the tarnish to come back at some point. So that struggle should end at some point,
Oh,
and his own incapability of killing a god because he knows he's not up to it. He doesn't have what it takes. So he must suppose is impossible.
Okay, so he's telling the truth from from his point of view, from from his inability to become to do it. So he believes he's telling the truth. Then that's what you're
Yes,
saying.
because yeah, I'm not saying he's dumb or he has a extra super anime plan that we hasn't been we haven't seen.
Uh huh.
It's just that
Oh, okay.
he just doesn't think we can do it or he can do it, and this information that he has is a real incomplete. Well, maybe physically this is all what he can master. Like he is a lord theorist that thinks his theories are the truth because
Oh,
because he cannot think of any other thing.
okay. Okay. So you're comparing him to me then. I see. Okay.
Then basically, what?
Oh, what?
No, no,
What?
no, no, don't
Oh,
worry,
oh,
don't
you're
worry, don't
gone. You're
worry.
gone. You're gone. No,
Damn.
no.
But no, no, no.
Okay, okay. I mean that's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. All right then. Yeah. Okay. So what do you want to tell us today? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I had something not relating to the water.
Uh,
That's a big thing first. I'm
what
not
the
talking
hell?
today about the water.
Oh, then why do you
That's
come on the
that's good.
show? Oh, really? Okay, that's good.
I
Okay.
know, I know. But yeah, but I was gonna talk about RAW because I have different versions of RAW, but I like to put them up front. I don't want to be like, oh, I think this is RAW or what they do or this is how they work, and only like it's like backing up a single horse in a race.
Okay.
Like I trust like two or three horses to win that race of theories.
Okay.
So I'm just pushing up front my multiple RAW versions now.
Okay. All right then.
Well, first of all, I believe RAW was a giant civilization,
Okay.
and apart from apart from their spirit technology that we have discussed in the Discord and many places,
Uh,
they created the route burrows to allow spirits and the word would be how they call it sprites.
okay. Oh, okay.
They they allow sprites to burrow into it, and they created the spirit calculus, the lens pinch stone that they can explode when the sprite goes outside the stone. So they have created spirit bombs basically, like spirit warfare.
Oh, okay.
And they have golems that basically I believe they are the same size of golems. They are just like the mages. They have the puppets, and it's
Uh,
basically a human-sized puppet. I believe the golems are giant-sized puppets, basically.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. So so do you think so they're using like these the spirit sprite or those stones or whatever filled with
Yeah.
spirits to give those things power then?
Yes, and well, we have a second version of the route burrow. It's a far sprite burrow. So
Okay.
that is specifically the one they are using. And I call them giants because well, we have a talisman, a a talisman of all the crucibles
Okay.
in exactly in Rao we find it, and it says like it's rumored to be grown from giants. Then why
Right.
a talisman of crucible is found in Rao that only grows in giants is because Rao was filled
With
was filled with giants. But I believe they weren't related to the fire giants, and they were horned giants.
like the ones that we see in Shadowkeep, like the one that's in that
Yep,
crucifixion pose. Okay.
that yeah, that was how I was going. That giant there is my proof that Ra was filled with those types of giants, and not only uh, how's the word the Hornsent, they found Rao. They adopted their ways of spirit tuning and spirit manipulation. They found how horns are spiritually uh, uh, how would be the word? Like they are in tone with spirits. Like whatever
In
has
tune.
horns, yeah,
Yeah.
and tuned, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's why the Hornsent are the Hornsent, because they found what Rao did about the horns, about the spirits.
Uh huh.
But I would like to say Rao created as well the way of how to become a god that
Oh.
the Rao later implemented in the tower. And that's why I like that we are here.
Oh. Oh. Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I would like to say the tower was an invention of Rao,
Uh.
uh, because this tower harvests souls of all the people that this tower is made of. Like this is spiritual energy in the most pure form and in the most abundance.
Okay.
But the question would be: is a spiritual energy divine energy?
Oh.
And this is where I found something because of my line of work.
Oh.
It's the Divinity Gate basically is a giant inverter, electrical inverter. It
Uh.
changes DC from AC. So it basically changes spiritual energy to divine energy.
Oh. Okay. I see it. You're coming at it from a electrician type of
Yeah.
work. Okay.
Yeah, that's my perspective on the Divine Tower, because every giant massacre can create a god if we believe only death and giant spirit quantities are required.
Okay. Let me
There
ask.
must be a something else. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think that the Gate of Divinity? Because if I look at the Gate of Divinity, I don't see it at the same size as a giant, right? The steps, the
Oh no,
linear limb.
but the tower itself and the Divinity Gate was the version of the Hornson. They learned this from Rao,
Oh,
so they
okay.
just built it at their size.
Okay, so so does that mean that Rao had its own gods?
Yeah, I would like to say this the statue, the woman statue with the octagonal crown.
Oh, the Glomite Queen.
Uh, th- well, could be Miranda, could be the grandmother in Sharon Village. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So
But
they
yeah.
definitely had their own gods, and then so so what happened to them? Because if they must have still been around if Mesmer found some, right? Or
Yes.
or on
Or these mummies could be already deceased
oh,
and just like acquired.
okay then. What do you think happened to them? Do you have
Well,
an
I have
idea
two
for that?
versions,
Oh, okay.
and I think already one version I already told everyone on Discord
Well,
when we were
tell the
talking.
tell the people, bro.
Yeah, well, the exhibition A,
Uh-huh.
I would like to say that Rao was divided in clans of how much territory they had, because could be they were like only one nation, or because they were so big as a civilization, they had different uh, territories for themselves, like the Limgrave Rao, the Kalit Rao, the Mountaintops Rao.
Okay.
All that could have worked independently.
Okay.
Well, that would be the and how would that spell their demise? Well, basically a war by themselves, and they blew up themselves with their spirit bombs, basically.
Oh.
Something that humanity is not far off. We tend to to treat ourselves with blame ourselves. So maybe Rao did it.
Okay, I see. I see what you're spitting out here. Okay.
But the second one would be the fire giants.
The fire giants. What?
Because the Hornsent, they fear the fire giants for some reason.
Oh,
And I would like to see that fear as of what they learned from Rao. Maybe the fire giants fought with the crucible giants of Rao. That's what I will call them.
okay. Crucible giants.
With the crucible giants of Rao, and the Hornsent learned this information later and feared them because
Oh, somebody's in trouble. All right. So,
oh no,
oh,
my dad needed something. Don't worry.
oh, okay. Tell him it's bedtime.
Oh no, don't
No,
worry.
I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. So, so do you think that the fire? So definitely the fell giants or the fire giants won the war because they still exist or existed when America became a god,
Yes,
or
I would believe they were the victors of
uh,
that debacle.
because do you think it's because of the fell god?
Most
Okay.
likely, the Fall God must have influenced the Fire Giants to destroy the other giants. Maybe that's why they are the only giants.
I see. I see. Interesting.
Yes,
Nice. Okay.
but I think the most biggest discovery of Rao would be this divine inverter.
Hmm. You know what? That's not a bad idea. That changes spiritual energy to divine energy. Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you another question. So
Yeah.
in the trailer we see in the Shadow of the Earth Trade trailer, we see Radagon's at the Divine Gate, right? And we see that on the other side it looks like the happy-go-lucky land of the lands between, and on the side that he's on, it's like all gloam colored and thunder and bloody. Um, do you have a like an explanation for that? Is one side spiritual energy and one side divine energy then, or
Well, fire has a spiritual connection too because the fire of the Fall Giants it requires life to function, so they consume spirits too
okay,
and life force.
all right,
So
hmm,
they could have been like kin, but obviously very different. And I see the fire giants as like the dwarves of their kind because they are like bulky, just like fantasy dwarves.
uh huh,
Like they don't have the right proportions, but these Raoul giants, they do seem human enough.
right.
Like they have the right length of their
They're they're
of their
they,
legs
they
and
have a
arms.
proportional bodies.
Yes, I would say the fire giants are like their ugly ducklings of the giants.
Ugly
Like
ducklings.
like they have faces in their chest because of this fell god, and that compelled them to erase their giant kind.
Okay, okay. Let me see. All right, hold on. Let me ask the chat, see if anybody has any questions. Um, does anybody have any questions? Hey, welcome back, Glow. We'll see. So, but what do you, if like I asked, if this is a converter, right? If this thing is a converter, what do you make
I th-
of the two scenes in
in the trailer,
yeah, in the trailer?
well, I would see the that as Marcus maybe sealing away the tower itself, maybe.
Okay.
If we believe, obviously, if it's Marca, not Radigan, as our other theories. If we pretend that's Marca as a universal truth, if that's Marca, I would say that was her deactivating the inverter.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see that. All right, so let me ask you one more question. Let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
At in that trailer, who does Boss Saucer think it is?
Uh, who exactly in the trailer?
At the gates of divinity. Is it
Oh,
Radagon or is it America? Tell me the truth. Tell me from your heart.
From my heart, from my tropical Latino heart,
Yes.
I would like to say it, it is Marca, but obviously not 100% because we have never seen Marca topless,
Oh, you
only
haven't.
Radigan.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but yeah,
All right then.
I would like to say it's Marca for now. Obviously, my opinion can change, but that's how I feel now.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool. All right. Is there anything else?
No, I don't think I have any more. I think we ran all the bases.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming back and sharing with us your Islander Latino theories, man. I appreciate it. They're
Yeah,
al-
don't worry.
they're always a pleasure, man. I always like them, especially when we're talking in Discord and stuff like that. It's always
Oh
fun.
yeah, those are my favorite talks. Yeah, yeah, everyone can pinch something, and we have good chemistry above all.
Oh yeah, we definitely got good chemistry.
Our flesh melts
Oh
together
my
like
God,
chamins.
no!
What? What?
Get out of here! All right, have a good night, man.
Have a good night, bro.
Oh my God, oh my God. All right, so we'll put him back over there. Who? So, wow. Okay, thank you, boss. That was boss. Everybody coming at us, teaching us stuff we've never thought about. Um, yeah, if you'd like to continue the conversations, outside the stream, outside the lore theory videos, outside the call-in shows, you can always join the Discord. The Discord is open. I'm in there talking in voice chat. Everybody's in there talking in voice chat some days, and we're just in there, respectfully speaking to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And listening to everybody's channel, or not channel, but theories and stuff. All right, let's see. Who was next? Who was next? Welcome, Chase. Let's see. I think Jackal is next, I believe. Jackal. All right, here we go. Jackal, bringing you in.
I'm
Testing.
actually third.
Hello? Are
Hey,
you?
can you hear me?
Yeah, who? Oh, are you third? Who was next? Sorry.
It was what's his name? Literonin. Yeah.
Literal. Okay, all right. Let me send you back. My bad. Thank you, Jack, for being an honest guy. You're a true inquisitor. All right, so little Ronin. Let's see. Light Ronin? Is it? I don't. We'll see. He'll let us know. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Welcome, lit, litter, light Ronin. Oh, is he muted? He may not be here. Well, Ronin, are you there? Oh,
Whoops. I had my personal mute on.
oh
My
no.
bad.
It's okay, man. How
So
you doing?
it's either or. I'm
Light.
doing good. I'm
Uh,
doing good.
oh, so it's
It's Litter Ronin or Light Ronin, either one you want.
okay. Light Ronin. I think that one sounds better.
Yeah.
Light Ronin.
All
Would
right,
you
cool.
would you like to start with the question of the week, or would you just like to jump into something?
Let's start with the question.
All right, question of the week.
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, when Gideon says America wants us to struggle unto eternity, is he telling the truth, or is he lying to you? Go ahead.
So I largely agree with Boss on his assessment of Gideon Ofnir. Now, do I think he's lying? I don't think he knows enough to lie. I
Oh,
don't think he has enough context to lie,
okay.
personally. I think that, much like what Boss is saying, I think that Gideon has uncovered a certain amount of conventional knowledge that he believes that there is an endless that this is doomed to go on to eternity. Now we have to know certain things about Gideon, like the fact that Gideon doesn't really fight at all. The only time he really fights you is before you get back to the gate or get back to the Erdtree,
Uh-huh.
and he ambushes you.
Mm.
And this is kind of like, this may be jumping ahead, but in the 1980 short story Night Flyers by George R. R. Martin, there's a character who is very psychically powerful, but who is very physically weak. He's not very strong. You ever notice what? You ever think thought it was weird that like Gideon can like hit you with like massive spells, but if you get past him and you catch him with something, he takes that hit, like he takes it personally. Like that hit like hurts him real bad. Like
Right.
he's not strong.
Yeah.
He's not a strong dude. He's a guy, but he's a guy who can see everything that's happening right now, but not into the past. He can just see what's going on right now, and he's not watching everything that we're watching. He's watching us specifically.
Oh, okay. I always figured that he was just old, you know, and old compared to the rest of us.
Well, I mean, well, what about that dude who? What about the guy with the scythe in the DLC? He's old. He's old as hell, but he's he's still able to cleave somebody's god's arm off.
Ansbach.
But,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's good. Good point.
Ansbach is deeply powerful.
Yeah. Okay, so Gideon, so he's basically just a glass cannon, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
So Gideon himself is not going to attempt to like put himself in harm's way. He's going to observe other people put themselves in harm's way.
Right.
And that's the only context that he really has. The only real context that Gideon has is what he knows about the gods, what he knows about the shattering, which is not much more than we know, honestly. Honestly, we in this room probably know more than he does, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Probably. Because his perspective isn't very wide. Like he's a mile wide but an inch deep. If that makes sense.
Yes. Okay.
So he has the appearance of knowing everything, but it's not because he's been around longer than everybody else or whatever. It's because he just can see a lot of things. He can just he can pull up the internet and be like, "Oh, what's going on here?" He just has like cameras everywhere.
Interesting. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think he ever met America? Or your America Radigan?
I highly doubt it.
Okay.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that he met them. I think that yeah, he doesn't seem to be the kind of person who would put himself that close adjacent to power that could smite him in an instant. I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would put himself in that position to be physically stand before them.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me ask you another question.
If he was around when they were around.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Another question I have is, do you think then the information that he has about fighting unto eternity, you think that he got that from the two fingers or like the finger readers?
I think he got that from Radagon.
Or you think he got it from Radagon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a ploy. I think it's a way to keep us fighting, and a way to keep us fighting amongst ourselves, and not really go for the tree.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, some of this, and mind you, this is like I'm still putting stuff together, but what I'm saying to you is based off of my preliminary investigation into the allegations that you made a few months ago about the murder.
Oh, okay.
Of America by Radagon. So with that context is why I'm saying these things.
Okay.
Just making sure that this is like the through line.
Okay, fantastic.
And Yeah. I've chosen to pull up take the call of the Inquisitor, grab my Red Hood, and say, okay, there's a case. An allegation has been made. We need to investigate this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
okay.
no, go ahead. Do you want to get into this murder?
I want to know if you guys have if you or anybody else has any questions first before we switch topics.
Does anybody have any questions for Light Ronin here? We'll give him a second because of the the streaming lag and stuff like that. Boom, boom, boom. Let me switch pages here so I can take notes. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. No questions.
Chill.
All right, let's hear this theory.
All caps. Or not all caps. Okay. So I unveiled a bit of this. I unveiled kind of like the overview of this to a few people earlier today. Okay. You and Boss. And what I would like to do right now, though, is I'm going to focus on the issue of this murder that I believe took place.
Okay.
All right, because in my investigations, what I basically did is I was kind of like puttering around, and I was watching a few lore videos. I was watching a Teaspoon video, and I was watching the Grand Unified Theory video, which I really like for how it breaks all this information down. Mm-hmm. But then I was turned on, I think, by one of these videos to the short story Sand Kings, and it kind of like it flew on the screen and then left, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I should check that out. And I was still kind of like wondering over like what's going on in this murder, like okay, if this murder took place, when did it take place? Who was around? Who are the players? Who are the suspects? Who are the actual suspects involved? And what was the motive for the murder? Because I do not believe that Radagon and Marika are a single physical being.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
I believe that there are two Radagon in Marika.
Okay, so like two of each, like four altogether.
Yeah, where it's like you have one copy of Radagon America, and they can switch and do whatever, and then there's a copy of that, and it's two full sets.
Okay, I get it now.
So like twins or clones of each other or something. Yeah, it's strange. This is the part where it gets weird. This is the part where it gets strange.
I'm ready.
But like my phone is being goofy. Give me 1 second.
All right, no problem. Remember, anybody that wants to join the call or join the Discord, link is in the chat and in the show notes, by the way. Here's a link to the chat in the chat. Go ahead, man.
All right, we're good. Okay. So this murder, I think, took place I think this murder took place at a very interesting time in the Lands Between. I think it took place before the current shattering that we are experiencing.
Okay.
I believe it was it was not the catalyst for the shattering. It was something that was going to happen because of a previous set of events that had taken place.
Okay.
I am going to do something that I normally don't do because I'm dyslexic. But one thing that I found was I decided to sit down and read Sand Kings. And when I did, there were a lot of themes and a lot of imagery and a lot of like characters and things like that that I found when I transposed them onto certain characters or certain forces of Elden Ring, or like of the Lands Between, melded pretty harmoniously, as it were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To what I would consider to be a level of synchronicity that I do not believe is an accident. And I believe that what we're looking at in Elden Ring is, or like contains like parts of this story, or rather that this story contains information that can give us an idea of what happened that day when Radagon murdered America. So if you're down for this, I have a short excerpt of the short story that I would like to read for you guys.
Go ahead, man.
If that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, cool. So a little preamble. I want to place us in this story and make sure everybody knows where we are in the story. So our protagonist, Simon Kress, has purchased a terrarium of these life forms. There are 4 life forms in total. Okay. He has these life forms are they seem like insect colonies, where there's a mother at the center that births and feeds all of the workers and the warriors, and they build their castles, etc., etc., etc.
Okay.
One aspect of the reason why he purchased them is because a part of their culture and their nature is to war with each other ritualistically. And this was meant to be sort of like a ritualistic thing that they do over the course of their like development as creatures. But what he does is he gets agitated with them and starts dropping other creatures and big things of meat and starving them and all sorts of stuff to get reactions out of them in order to get them to fight for himself and for party guests that he has. And one day he decides to purchase a puppy, a very specific kind of puppy, and throw it in this terrarium with these killer life forms. Take a video of it and send it to one of his ex-lovers named Kath. All right, Kath Mullane is her name.
Okay.
So this scene is between Simon and Kath. Now, as we're reading this, I want you to think about Simon as Radagon and Kath as Marika.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to begin. All right. Cress woke up to angry pounding on his door. He sat up groggy, his head throbbing. Wine hangovers were always the worst, he thought. He lurched to the entryway. Kath Mullane was outside. "You monster," she said, face swollen and puffy and streaked with tears. "I cried all night, damn you, but no more, Simon, no more." "Easy," he said. "I've got a hangover." She swore and shoved him aside, pushing her way into the house. The shambler came peering around the corner to see what the noise was. She spat at it and stalked into the living room. Cress trailing ineffectually behind her, after her. "Hold on," he said. "How do you can't." He stopped. Suddenly, horror struck. She was carrying a heavy sledgehammer in her left hand. "No," he said. She went directly for the Sand King tank. You like the little charmer so much, Simon? You can live with them. Kath! He shrieked, gripping the hammer with both hands. She swung as hard as she could against the side of the tank. The sound of the impact set his head to screaming, and Cress made low blubbering sounds of despair, but the plastic held. She swung again. This time, there was a crack, and a network of lines sprung into being. Cress threw himself at her and as she drew back her hammer for a third swing. They went down flailing and rolled. She lost her grip on the hammer and tried to throttle him, but Cress wrenched free and bit her on the arm, drawing blood. They both staggered to their feet, panting. "You should look at yourself, Simon," she said grimly. "Blood dripping from your mouth. You look like one of your pets. Do you like the taste?" "Get out," he said. He saw the throwing sword where it had fallen the night before and snatched it up. "Get out," he repeated, waving the sword for emphasis. "Don't go near that tank again." She laughed at him. "You wouldn't dare," she said. She went to pick up the hammer. Cress shrieked at her and lunged. Before he quite knew what was happening, the iron blade had cleared straight through her abdomen.
Oh.
Kath Mullane looked wonderingly and down at the sword. Cress fell back whimpering. "I didn't mean. I only wanted." She was transfixed, bleeding, dead. But somehow she didn't fall. "You monster," she managed to say, through a mouth, though her mouth, mouth was full of blood. She whirled impossibly, the sword in her, and swung with her last strength at the tank. The tortured wall shattered, and Kath Mullane was buried beneath an avalanche of plastic, sand, and mud. Cress made small hysterical whimpering noises and scrambled up on the couch. Sand Kings were emerging from the muck onto his living room floor. They were crawling across Kath's body. A few of them ventured tentatively across the carpet. More followed. He watched as a column took shape. A living, writhing square of Sand Kings, bearing something slimy, featureless. A piece of raw meat as big as a man's head. They began to carry it away from the tank. It pulsed. That was when Cress broke and ran.
Oh wow.
So that's the excerpt from the short story that I wanted
Okay.
to share with you guys tonight.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So let's take a minute to absorb what I've just read, what we just heard, and think about the implications of this.
Okay. So,
do you have any questions?
So I can see the parallels that, with the shattering of the Elden Ring with America and Radigan in the, in the beginning, and Radigan definitely, killing, America and stuff like that. I can see those parallels.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. This is this is kind of like a wild discovery, because what we can use this for now is we can probably say with a little more clarity what happened that day.
Okay.
And we can probably also make assumptions, or maybe not assumptions, but we can start to make inferences on what was the motive for this, or what was the motive for this, for the attempted shattering of the Elden Ring. Why was the attempted shattering meant to happen? What disrespect was Merica paid that made her angry enough for this to happen?
All right. Tell me.
So I can't. I don't know. I don't know for a fact. This is pure conjecture, and I think there are a lot of strands that need tying. But I think it has something to do with the Night of Black Knives.
Okay. All right. So
I think, yeah.
all right. All right. So okay. I see it. I'm listening.
Now this is where the case gets a little muddy.
Okay.
And we start to kind of lose we start to kind of lose the trail just a little bit, because who benefits the most from Godwin's death, and who is harmed the most by Godwin's death specifically? Who would be the most upset that Godwin is dead?
Um,
That's the question that I have now.
Okay, is that a rhetorical question, or are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
Okay, I would say the person that would probably benefit most from his death would be Radigan, and the person that would likely suffer the most, in my opinion, is America, because I believe that she wasn't involved in the well, if it was a murder, if Radigan's or not Radigan, if Godwin's death wasn't a murder or was a murder, that's what I meant to say. If it was a murder, then yes, I think she would suffer the most.
Okay, interesting. The only reason why I ask is because there's another idea floating around out there.
Okay.
That there's some body hopping going around here.
Oh, okay, body hopping.
That there's some, yeah, that either Radagon or Merica are like body hopping. But I don't know if I can corroborate this, because I don't know enough about the tentacle situation, the worm theory situation. That's the next case on the list to go through.
Okay. But okay, let me ask you about that body hopping though, real quick. Just a quick answer. Okay. What makes you think there is body hopping happening here?
So we know that body hopping is possible because we have Sellen's soul crystal situation going on.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to do my best to demarcate where I'm going from Elden Ring text and like metatextual parallels.
Okay.
So a parallel that we see in another George R. Martin short story in the story called Night Flyers, is the idea that someone who has psychic abilities, or like certain amounts of psychic sensitivity, can impress their personality and their memories onto something like a crystal.
Oh, okay.
And the crystals, yeah, and the crystals that are described in this story bear a shocking resemblance to glintstone.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, so the reason why I believe that body hopping is possible is because if and I'm not the first person to make this point. This might have been Silent Ellipsis. I don't remember. Somebody, if they've watched this same video, please bring it up. But the idea goes like this: if it is true that there are the thing-like entities that exist within Elden Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within the Lands Between specifically,
uh-huh.
And they had various strategies of conquering the Lands Between, or being strong within the Lands Between. one would have to think about how one could make like a vessel for oneself if you're a being like the Elden Ring or like the Elden Beast or an Outer God or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Like the idea of producing vessels is very important, right?
Right.
So if we go to Raya Lucaria and we go to the creepy puppet den, right? And we
Mhm.
look in the creepy puppet den, right? And I'm pulling a lot from some other theorists. I wanna like try to I'll find a lot of the videos where I'm pulling the stuff from, and I'll put it in the Discord chat later on.
Okay.
But if we go down there, we see a lot of stuff that we see a lot of like people in there who are lifeless, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
But a theory that was put out there was that these bodies were selected on very specifically for very specific purpose to produce a very specific kind of like to be used to produce a specific kind of offspring that the Albinoric dude down there can use to like swap into a new body, basically, to build himself a new body. This is I find this intriguing, but I also I'm trying like there is connective tissue here that's missing for me as well.
Okay.
Where I like the idea of understanding it as this sort of like we have to keep like we sort of have to like keep things harmonious. We need to keep as like a motive for the Golden Order. Like we have to basically keep this version of our little maw, our little crucible, as pure as it can be, so we can produce a certain kind of air. Now, I don't know how well that is, and we're kind of like going a little further out of like the case of like the crime itself. So this becomes like a weird thing. This is like where, as usual, Elden Ring story turns into mist before my eyes, and I kind of have to dig a little deeper.
Okay. All right then. Well, let's get back to your theory, to the main meat, to the main.
Okay. Ah, yes. Yes. The floor that fell out from under me while I was investigating this murder. So, have you ever seen The Dark City? You ever seen that movie?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters way back in the day.
Oh wow,
I'm old.
wild. That's cool, dude. Hell yeah, man. Nah, man, it's cool. Like, okay, remember that guy? Remember that that inspector who's in the room and he's like drawing shit on the walls and he's losing his mind and all that shit? That's me. I'm that guy.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm that guy.
That's all of us here in the Inquisition.
Yeah. We're on a disc in space and we're freaking out. But okay, so the meat lies in the way that I recovered this information with these insane amount of parallels to this supposed murder that this like murder that happened between Radagon and America. Okay.
All right.
So, would you mind doing me a quick favor? Do you have the law of regression in your inventory right now?
The law? No. Oh,
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, go ahead.
But when we're talking about the law of regression, we're talking about the pull between meanings.
Right.
Okay? That's the main like function. The pull between meanings. Okay. We know that the world of Elden Ring is comprised of words. It's comprised of runes.
Mm-hmm.
Runes are words, right? And the crucible is where all this life gets put into, and it gets churned up, and it comes out as something different. It comes out as something with the traits of all of the things that were put in there.
Okay.
in a way, it's a similar principle to this whole Sand Kings situation. Because what ends up happening is George R. R. Martin gets asked to write a document for Hidetaka Miyazaki, because Hidetaka Miyazaki is a big fan of George R. R. Martin. So he writes this world building document, and within this world building document exists not just like the work that he put in, like the characters and the names of places and scenes and things like that, but it also contains his writing conventions. It contains what he considers to be things that make sense in stories that he writes, little flourishes that he uses, things that when you see them tell you that something is wrong. For a really good example of this is there was a interview with him many years ago while Game of Thrones is really popular, and he was talking about the anatomy of dragons, and he was like, and he brought up that nowhere in like nature is there like a bird like or like bat like creature like this with wings that has four legs and then a pair of wings. That
Okay.
doesn't really appear in nature.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
criticism that he gave.
Yeah. So now we fast forward to Elden Ring, and we get to Farum Azula, or we just get to like Lindell, and we see this giant like alabaster dragon with four legs and four wings. When you look at that, you should be not just like shitting your pants because it's terrifying, but like that's wrong. That should not exist like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on here. Like that, like its anatomy is an indicator of that, because we know that that's how George R. R. Martin likes to write anatomy.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I see what you're throwing
Right.
here. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we look through these stories, we are, so say you get inspired to read a story because of something you saw in Elden Ring or whatever, like this situation. You're heeding the call of the law of regression to go to heeding that call, that pull between meanings, to pull. And like what I did is I had to pull together the call between the meanings of what happened in that room, in that bedchamber with Mirica and Radagon,
Mm-hmm.
and what happened in this story in 1979.
Okay.
And how do these things influence each other? And how is Radagon made to pay for the sins of Simon Cress again?
Oh, okay. I see.
All right.
Okay.
So my idea. So the big kerfuffle is this: that metatextually, we're all in this soup. We're all in a big soup, but it's not specifically the primeval current. I want to make that distinction very clear. The primeval current exists and it is real. We all know that it's real. We know about the cycle. Not Godwin gave us a nice little rundown about the cycle. It's not the primeval current. It's something different. It's something deeper. It's something that goes further past the primeval current. It's this weird state where it's the pouring in of all of these stories.
Oh.
It's the pouring in of all of these perspectives. Right?
Okay.
It's into the crucible that is Elden Ring. And the reason why pieces are left out is because when you pop in your game and you load up a character and you listen to people's theories and you formulate your own and you think about your own narrative of what's going on, you're pouring into that crucible as well. And we're all pouring into this crucible actively.
Fascinating.
And it interlinks so seamlessly that a story from 1979 can be the camera on the wall to let me view and see what happened to America. Although the names are different and the situation is kind of wrong, the situation is not the same, you can see like the parallels are stark enough and they are consistent enough that you're tapping into this, like, I hate to say it, I hate to be that guy about it, but into this like universal language that governs what like is deemed reasonable within the mind of the writer who made this. So when you tell me that you think that there was a murder, and I go, okay, I'm gonna go investigate. And when I go to investigate, I fall through a hole in the floor and fall and fall and fall until I land in 1979. And I find this crazy story, and within this crazy story tells me the events of the situation. It's because Elden Ring is a crucible. All of it is a crucible. Everything you see, taste, touch, feel, everything is a crucible. All of it is a crucible.
The game, the entire world, it's all the crucible. It's a very meta concept of crucible. Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about this earlier, right? And I think you might be right in that aspect, because even I'm not sure if you watched Jack as a Mimic, but he also like he suggested reading this book called Fever Dream, and I believe he said it was like the kind of like Mikla. It's like the story of Mikla, or the character is Mikla. And if what you're saying is true, right? If you can see what you're seeing, and Jack can see what he's seeing, and I can see what I mean, that makes a lot of sense at this point, right? Because now there's two of you, saying that it's everything that's pulled in to get. Oh yeah, the law. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's the law of regression. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah, I've never heard. You were the first person, because everybody just sees one aspect. I saw one aspect. Jack sees one aspect. Boss sees one. Nostal, he doesn't see anything. But it's like we all see one aspect, and it's. But you did the Mikla and encompassed it. What's he do? He just bears it all.
It in a circle.
Yeah, you saw it all. Oh man.
Well, here's the thing.
Tell me.
Well, here's the crazy part, though. If you look at it this way, then there are no gods, only life forms in various stages of development.
Wow.
And the energies that we see, we look at them as divine or spiritual or arcane or whatever, because those different things exist within the the digestive juices of these cultural crucibles, we'll say.
Uh-huh.
So like in the story, there's a poisonous spider that gets dropped into the tank. And all the Sand Kings have to fight it. And they defeat it. And well, it like burrows under the ground. And we don't see what happens to it, but clearly it like dies. But we don't see what happens to it specifically. I'm thinking that sounds like the rot spider scorpion thing.
Oh wow.
That we don't know much about at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like then there's another part where it says that there were 3 snakes dropped into the tank.
Amazing.
Does anybody hear Rykard? Does anybody hear our Abyssal Serpent Boy around?
Yeah.
There was a bird dropped into a tank. There was a puppy dropped into the tank.
Oh wow.
Anybody hear Stormlords and Beasts?
Yeah.
Not the Beastman. There's difference. Like there's like you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
You're blowing my mind.
Like it's fucking uncanny, dude. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss here, but it's
you can if you want.
Dude. Okay, cool. But it's uncanny to the point of like it freaks me out a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting together a Millinote board to put a lot of these thoughts together that I'll show you guys when I have it a little more complete over the course of its creation.
Yeah.
But like, dude, one thing that's important to know or to notice about this story is that the Sand Kings, what the Maws eat, that genetic material determines what comes out in the genetic makeup of their warriors and soldiers and things like that, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what determines It's what they eat. It's what they like. It's the genetic material from what they eat that like influences their genes.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. There is an argument that I could make, although I'm not going to make it right now. But there's an argument that I could make that the body of Kath Mullane is an analog to whatever, to like the pelvic bone that the like egg of Mykola sits on in most
Oh wow.
bedchambers.
Okay, well, yeah, you're gonna have to come back and tell us that one when you if you
It's super dark.
yeah.
It's super dark, my guy. It's super dark.
You can come back.
But
I love grim dark cosmic horror stuff, man. I love it. Well, I mean,
oh, dude.
it's an amazing theory, and I look forward to hearing more about it,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah.
It's wild to think about, and I can't wait to unveil more of it when I have more solid work.
Okay. Fantastic, dude.
We'll catch this killer, don't worry.
I hope so, man. The Inquisition, we need to catch this killer, bro. All right,
catch
then.
This killer, man.
Well, let me let you go so we can get some other callers in here. And
hell yeah, man.
Dude, great. Just an awesome. Fiber, you blew my mind. That's an amazing theory, man. Amazing.
Thank you so much. It's a long time coming.
All right then, man. Well, I'll see you around, and yeah, well, you're welcome back to the call-in shows, and just chit chat in Discord too, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, well, definitely, dude. Absolutely.
All right, take it easy, man. All right, let's see. Everybody, that was Light Ronin, man, with his amazing theory. That it's amazing. It's amazing. I've never heard anything like that before. Let's see. Who was next? I see Base is in the queue. Should we grab him because he might be on lunch, or should we grab who is next? Jackal, do you want us to grab you? Let me know, man. Let me know. Because if I will pick whoever. Let me grab Jackal. Just in case. What's up, Jackal?
All right. I was going to say if Base didn't have a lot of time, I was willing to let him take over. But I was also going to be very brief in my answer.
Okay. All right. So if you're going to be brief, so do you want to do the question of the week, or do you want to tell us what you want to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Question of the week, Jackal. This one's for you. When Gideon says America wants us to struggle unto eternity, is he telling the truth or is he lying to you?
I believe he is telling the truth.
Okay.
So, but I believe his interpretation is only half correct.
Oh.
So I want to talk about Midra's Manse for a second.
Okay.
I'm sure everyone is familiar with that place by now, and who Nanaya is. But there was a statement she said that kind of clicked a few switches for me. But essentially, in Midra's lore bit, the last thing Nanaya said to him was endure. We understand, of course, that he is he interpreted that as to endure for as long as he can to stave off the frenzy flame. But when we find Nanaya's corpse, we find basically key items to suggest that she might have been an inherent to the frenzied flame. Not to mention, she has a lot of shaman-based aesthetics, also very similar to Tanith in a lot of regards.
Mm-hmm.
But to endure made me think of another character from another game, which I believe I've mentioned to you before. But for those who don't know, there's a game called Planescape Torment.
What was that? You broke up a little bit.
It's an isometric. sorry. There's a game called Planescape Torment.
Okay.
It's an isometric party D&D sort of combat, sort of adventure, sort of puzzle. There's a lot of dialogue to go through. But the character you play as is a immortal who is trying to find his mortality again. He has no memory of who he was. He wakes up in a morgue surrounded by corpses, and all of his friends are bizarre uh, entities that embody death in some sort of way. But one of his party members, actually two of them, you find in a bar. Think Moss Eisley, the cantina from there, where there's like all kinds of strange creatures just sitting down having a drink.
Yeah.
You can talk to a pair of demons. You can talk to the literal manifestation of the letter O. He increases your intelligence too.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. There's even the centerpiece of the bar becomes a party member. He's this pyromancer who went crazy after burning a bunch of buildings, so everyone kind of cursed him to kind of be basically a bar ornament. The other character you can interact with, his name is Dakon. He is a Githzerai, and if the word Gith means anything to D&D players, then you know what that means. And more specifically, he is known as a Zerth, which is more or less a high-ranking sort of. He's kind of like a Jedi almost. And his whole tenets are based around the mythology of his people, which originate from a Gith named Zertham, who was basically the founder of the other half of the Gith people. And one tenet you'll hear more often than is him saying, endure. In enduring, grow strong.
Interesting. Okay.
I see a reflection with the Skull Knight from Berserk. The quote specifically, struggle, challenge, and rise to struggle again. And another game that also features an immortal who is sort of trying to reconnect with his fate. His name is Raziel, and he is basically a revenant trying to prevent himself from becoming a weapon. Almost as if Radagon is preventing himself from becoming a weapon, or trying to. What I believe ultimately is that America does want us to struggle for as long as conceivably possible, because I believe she wants us to be what is necessarily the strength warranted for a crown.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
All right. Where do you think that Gideon got this information from? Or his information from?
So right now, while I'm traversing through the Shadowlands, I still have the urge to read the Round Table Hold in a perpetual state of burning, but I have not acquired the Rune of Death. So Gideon is still in the Round Table Hold, still trying to read as much as possible, and that does not change until after we acquire the Rune of Death. Even though the hold will still be there, he definitely goes missing, and we know where he goes to next.
Right.
I am likely to suspect that something in the round table gave him this information. Maybe he saw a pattern. Maybe he saw the long stretch of warriors that never fully made it to Elden Lord. And maybe he concluded that this was the intent all along, that maybe somehow we're just sustaining the Golden Order this way. And maybe he became desperate in that revelation, but that's just me guessing.
Good. That's a good answer. That's a good answer, though. Awesome. All right, then.
But I most certainly believe that Marika, much like Nanaya wanted Midra to endure until he became the Lord of Frenzied Flame. America wants us to endure until we become the Elden Lord. That's the end point, even though there wasn't a clear end point set.
Ah. Ooh, you know what? That's gonna be the question of the week next for this coming week. Let me write this down real quick.
Already.
Okay.
The
All
other
right.
game I was referencing is Legacy of Kain, if anyone else was asking.
Oh snap! Which one? Part 1 or part 2? The one with Azrael, right?
Raziel. I was referencing Soul Reaver. The Descent had destroyed me, and yet I had lived.
Oh man. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I see what you're throwing now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome, dude. I love that game. That beginning cutscene's awesome too for the first Soul Reaver.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. He was mortal once, as were we all. Yeah.
Oh,
And
I thought I was
oddly
waiting
enough,
for the rest
both,
of the. I was waiting for the rest of the monologue. Dude.
I'll have to reread it again. I don't have it on in my equipment slot. Sorry.
Oh, okay, dang, dude. I thought I was about to be really impressed because you always have like when we play Helldivers or whatever, you have a monologue or some quote that you like know all of it. It's always really impressive.
Yeah, like think of it as having like different inventory slots. I'll have a quote in one, and then I'll have to switch out another, and
Oh,
just
dang.
makes better use of my brain.
Awesome.
But the funny enough, in Legacy of Kain and in Planescape Torment, they also share a good number of voice actors, most of which was Tony J.
Oh, really? I
The guy who voiced Minister Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie
Megabyte.
in 20 years. Megabyte?
Oh man.
Yep, I don't know who that is.
He's
Sorry,
a
bro.
legend. Damn it! I'll learn you some Megabyte.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I don't want to be a failure. All right.
For
Well,
the Inquisition.
is there anything else
The ultimate Inquisitor.
That's you. That's you and Boss. The ultimate ones, man. The ultimate ones. Maybe like Ronan now. He's getting pretty up there.
Yep.
What? Anything else?
Unless anyone has a few questions for me, I might be good to run.
Does anybody have any questions for Jackal here? The fantastic, the one, the only Jackal. Let's see.
And while they're asking, I do want to spread the word. Eventually, I am going to be running a modded Baldur's Gate 3 Golden Inquisition session where about if anyone I have a thread in the OC channel, so if you want to ask what character you want to do or have appear, then I can make them to the T.
Nice. Your Fearos wants to know if you're single.
I am not. I'm sorry.
Womp womp. Heartbreak is for everybody. Man, look at you, man. Dang.
What I think the Radagon's connection is to the Misbegotten. I believe Radagon might have been. I don't believe he was originally a part of America, but I do believe that eventually, when America attained godhood, Radagon was imparted into the vessel that she once. I think the vessel was originally hers. I think Radagon has a connection to at least a majority of the Crucible, if not the Misbegotten. He does seem to have a story that mirrors Bach in a way when he becomes a human with the Silver Tier, if you wish for him to do that. But yeah, I think in the same sense that the Nox are connected to America, the Misbegotten are connected to Radagon.
Mm. You got one more question, and then we're gonna bring a base in here before he has to leave. I think. What was I as right there? Isn't her end game to give her a mercy kill, and that talks about suffering is cheap on her part? Oh,
mean, if you've been suffering for as long as she has, something has to give eventually. It's almost it's just calculus at that point.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, man. Always a pleasure. I'll see you in the Discord, man. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty. Bye, everyone.
Everybody, that was Jackal, and he's in the Discord. If anybody wants to talk with him and be talk lore with him, I'm sure he always would love to talk. There is a link to the Discord. Rattle, I'm gonna bring Bass in just in case he's towards the end of his lunch break, if you don't mind, sir. And then we'll let you be the last caller, I guess. Here we go. Bass Serpent, bringing you in because you're an old head here in the Inquisition, man. One of the first Inquisitors of the handful that joined. Bass, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I've decided that the big problem with all of my theories is that I don't have a denouement. I don't have a prestige. I don't have a reveal that makes them actually sound cool. I just kind of peter out here.
This sounds like me, bro. Sounds like me. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's all good though. It's all good though.
I in relation to the question of the week, I think Jackal did a killer job. I just want to point out that Melana answers this question for us near when we try to go Frenzied Flame. She's like, there's beauty in the world, is there not? Surely it's worth enduring for. I think that's what America meant. Like, even though the world sucks, keep going. And I think that's the end of it. I think she's just saying, we're never going to be perfect. Keep trying.
Okay.
Struggle until.
Oh, okay. So I see what you mean. So the whole banishment of the tarnish is not related to that comment then of actually growing stronger physically or level wise, just for the sake of conversation. Right. Okay.
Right.
Then.
It's about there's not in as the game is left at the end of the game, unless no, I mean as the game is left at the end of the game, there's not a god. It's just an Elden Lord. So
oh, I see.
There you are no longer guided. Without any grace, struggle on.
Interesting. So you don't think that when you if you place Marika's head on top of her body, she doesn't come back to life. She's just dead still. And you're just the Elden Lord.
If she was supposed to come back, I'm sure she would stand up and do something. She'd, jump around and wave her hands. Otherwise, I think she's just dead. But on that subject, we were talking in the chat about Radagon and the Misbegotten, and I made this connection months ago, and I didn't know what it had to do with anything. And last week I was talking about how dragons and snakes and their relation, and I think I kind of realized something that is important to understanding the Misbegotten and Radagon. It is said that the Misbegotten made a deal with the Crucible.
Okay.
What does that mean, do you think?
Made a deal with the Crucible. Probably. Maybe for intelligence, maybe to get an extra finger, or.
The Crucible didn't give intelligence. The Crucible didn't give fingers.
Well, we know that. Well, we know that the Crucible. We know that the dragons got their, or the beastmen got their intelligence from the greater will, but I don't think that's. Well, I don't think it's he's like the sole proprietor of that, handing out fingers or whatever. But what do you think? What do you think?
So I want to point out a similarity that we see in the Misbegotten and the Godskin nobles.
Okay.
Look at their movesets. They have the butt slam, they have the spinning strike, they have the rolling attack, all in common. They also all have serpentine tails, right?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
What is the Crucible? I think we're supposed to understand that it's the god the mother that rebirths them, that rebirths people. I think the person that they made a deal with was America. I think that's why they're praying to her. They're
Oh.
praying for her forgiveness, right? Whatever, that's the deal they made. And I think before that they were America's servants, before they were the servants they were servants of the Glowmite Queen, as we see with the reborn, those reborn in her service.
Hold on. Let me
I
make sure. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting this straight. You're saying that you believe that the Godskin nobles rebirth through the crucible to become misbegottens for America.
No, I'm saying misbegotten were rebirthed by the Glowmite Queen to become Godskin nobles. When the Glowmite Queen died, the remaining misbegotten made their deal with America to be part of her order.
Oh, okay. All right then. I got it now. Oh, okay. Oh.
I think now we on top of that, we have all of this imagery surrounding America and snakes. I think I've talked about it before, where she's got bangles and van braces. Her like there's like images of her where the flowing dress behind her is a match for the snake and bunny village. There's a village of shamans that is got a big snake in it. What the hell is that about?
Mm-hmm.
We also have the story that I think a lot of people relate Romina, sorry, not Romina, Roderica to America. And while she gives us the red hood, we know there is a blue hood in Dominula village on a pile of corpses. One sister who made it, who was lost, and one sister who was sent with divine purpose, who died. I think what we are meant to understand from this is that America and the Glowmite Queen both set out, and when Malekith betrayed America, killing her sister because her sister, for some reason, was not aligned with the Fingers, which makes sense, right? She's around killing a bunch of demigods. She doesn't seem to have any. She doesn't seem to have any association with the Fingers. But America does. America has the seed. I forget what the actual amulet is, but the talisman is one of the cerulean talismans or whatever the amber talismans describes the seed of the Erd tree being given to her by the Fingers.
Oh, okay.
I think that one's in the DLC, and then we have Radagon's. So Radagon and Mesmer, what is the relation, right? We have the snake between them and the music between them.
Okay.
But there's no sign of Radagon in the DLC.
True.
Unless we're looking at the wrong kind of creature, right?
Oh shit.
What if Radagon is the snake?
Holy shit.
So
Dude.
America, we know America, or we believe America, raised Mesmer as a stolen child, right? That's what the abducted versions are about. And we believe that Radagon, or that the Glowmite Queen died, and something was pulled from her corpse, the grace that allowed her to ascend to godhood. What if, when she took this piece, she also took the snake? The snake in the village is not for America. The Temple of Igle is not for America. It's for the Glowmite Queen, her sister, who married the snake. And now they are joined. Once the once the Glowmite Queen died and her grace was taken in to America, the snake came with it. That's the theory.
Wow.
We see the basal serpent still in America. That is the lance of Longinus that's coming out of her that's coming out of her.
Out of her abdomen.
I out of her abdomen, out of her lower abdomen, out of her pelvis,
Right.
perhaps out of her womb. Perhaps Radagon takes that, and that is the rune of rebirth that he brings to Renala to get to start making these children without America, right?
Uh-huh. Wow.
I don't know. I think there's something there.
I think
Whatever
that,
the case is. Go ahead.
wow. I think that's amazing. That's also another amazing theory. So let me ask you then. Let's go. I want to go back just a little bit to Malekith. So in your theory, do you think? I guess in your theory here that you're presenting to us, Malekith was the Shadow Beast to the Glowmite Queen first. Are you suggesting that?
I don't think it matters who he was bound to. I think the point is that against everybody's wishes, right? Against America's wishes and against the Glowmite Queen's wishes, he killed the Glowmite Queen.
Okay.
I imagine these two sisters, one of them really wants to be a god. They both make it to the gate, and America's just like, look, this is something you've wanted your whole life. I don't need it. Take it. Make the world a better place. You're here. And Malekith can't control himself. He's taken over by the fingers.
Oh wow. Okay.
We put somebody on the throne who we control instead of somebody who is
a loose
independent.
cannon.
Right.
Is this what it is to sin? So okay. So what do you think? I don't know if you've gone this far in your theory. What do you think it is in Malekith's item description, or I think it's one of his item descriptions that are related to him? It says that Marika betrayed him regardless of his like his loyalty or something like that. What do you think that is then? Is it like revenge for killing her sister then, or is it something else motivated by it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual description is that you're referencing. But I think what I remember about Malekith is we've got two things that that she had only one use for him, and I think that's what that is. Like, you don't need, she doesn't need, like, I think what we see of Destined Death is that it is perhaps not something that she can handle, right? Like, there is a lot, it is, and like, if she wants it out of the order, she can't hold on to it. So leaving it with him and leaving him locked beyond time does everything that she could want of him. And it means she doesn't have to talk to him anymore. like, right? Like, if you this is like a bad breakup, right? Like, I'm giving you the responsibility of holding on to the nuclear bomb,
right,
and also burying you underground so I don't have to see you, like someone who's hurt me so bad anymore, right?
Right. Wow. I like this theory too, man. I like this one. Are you? Yeah, yeah. I think it makes sense in a lot of ways. Wow. Yeah, man. So what inspired you? What inspired this theory? Where'd you come up with this?
It was really focused on, so this is an extension of the America as a Dragon theory, because I was like, there is something here. These connections are good. What am I missing? And ultimately, what I was missing is the idea how the Crucible fits into any of it, what the Crucible is. And if we understand the Crucible to be the thing that like creates all these forces, we understand it to be specifically the tree, it doesn't make sense. If we understand it to be an image on a wall that represents, combining forces, it doesn't make sense. But if it is the mother of the era, right? If it is the person from which life comes, it makes sense. It makes sense, this idea that like the Crucible in in a time before might have been a woman who was a flower instead of a big tree, right? Or the Crucible, like the Crucible in the time before, would have been the mother of the dragons, like or whomever, right? Like that makes sense in a way that we haven't seen any like any other explanation of the Crucible work. I think like we have a literal thing that is all the other things that appear in the universe except crucibles. And I think that was kind of one of the pieces that made me say, what do we know about crucibles? Apparently, you can make a deal with them.
Right.
How does that work?
Unless it's like some type of intelligence or so, it's got to be intelligent some nature then.
Right. It has to be right. It can't just be a figure on the wall. It can't just be a part of the Elden Ring. It has to be something or someone, rather.
Oh, ooh, interesting. Oh, I like that. Something or someone.
All right. So I have overextended my lunch. I'm gonna
Oh
head out of
shit.
here. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me.
Oh, my
This
bad.
was fun.
I was writing down notes. Okay,
No, no, no.
base.
The point of coming is that we all like to talk, and I talk too long. So
All right then, man. Well, you have a great shift and be safe out there, man.
yes, I can.
Thank you. Bum bum bum. Everybody, that was Base Serpent. He's one of the best, one of the OGs, man. Man, the Crucible, something or someone. That's also a very, very good theory there. I like that one also, man. We're hearing a lot of good theories tonight. Man. All right, let's see. We got one caller left. If there's anybody else that would like to join, here's a link to the Discord. You can get in queue. If not tonight, maybe next week. And we'll get you on here. We'll listen to your theories, and we'll discuss anything Elden Ring or Elden Ring related. You know what I'm saying? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one, the only, Serious Moonlight. Here we go. Bum bum bum. Everybody, right here, Serious Moonlight. Boom. Welcome back, man.
Hey, what's up? Hello. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. You having a great day?
Oh man, killing it. Everybody in here had some really cool ideas.
Right.
It was awesome hearing it, man. I feel like I have way more questions than I do any like developed answers, like some of the fellas that were on this evening.
I mean, they're coming up with some good ones, man. Stuff like I've never even heard before, which is great.
Some bangers, bro. Some bangers for sure.
For real. All right, man. So do you want to start with the question of the week, or would you like to just jump into something that you have on your heart?
I mean, I'm just here to hang out, man. I'll field your questions a week for sure.
All
Sure,
right.
I'd like to talk. I see you in the Divine Gate too. I see you getting some sunlight.
That's right.
Your horns.
I gotta get that tan going. You know, I wear the armor 24/7. I gotta get my vitamin D somehow.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, I'll talk about Gideon the all blowing.
Oh my God. Okay. Here's the question of the week. When Gideon says America wants us to struggle unto eternity, is he lying? Is he telling the truth, or is he lying to you?
Well, I'm kind of with the other folks that mention it's like telling the truth insofar that like the truth that he's believing in or wants to happen is like not based on complete knowledge. I feel like everything is up to being manipulated in this world. But I remember I think you were running a stream a couple days ago, and you got to the part where you fought him, and I wrote because this is truly how I feel about him. The dude's got like Applebee's assistant manager energy.
I was drinking coffee.
I think he's there trying to get stuff done. I think he gets his orders from emails. And just kind of has to be in the thick of it and get stuff done. I find him to be a liar, but I can
straight up.
I think it's because I think he wants to, according to the story that is, I think he wants to like posture like power for himself. and you know, kind of comes off as like the Dwight Schrute of the Round Table Hold, so to speak. Calls people like the namby-pamby tarnished. He wants to, you know, in his dialogue and such, and he's got his eyes everywhere, but his information seems to always be secondhand. So it's like he's holding himself to be so important, but he's really not. Like he's not like in the Discord with the gods getting all the information. He's just kind of figuring it out. You know, like when you see his follower in the Rykard arena, like if you run off into the corner, you know what I'm saying? You find the fella with the all-knowing tunic and stuff, and then of course by the end when you fight him and he's got just everybody's abilities and such, you know, he's just kind of collecting things, and then he strikes when, you know, I don't know. My brain goes kind of nuts with all these examples. It's hard for me to like line them up and put them. I think the game is telling us that he doesn't really, even by calling him the all-knowing, that's just kind of a fallacy.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. You said that he gets his, you know, he's just somebody who's getting his orders. Where do you think he's getting his orders from, and from who? From who is he getting his orders from?
I think he's a cog in a machine made by the Two Fingers. I think the Two Fingers are kind of a separate entity that, you know, have what they have as far as power, or had what they had as far as power, saying they're taking orders from the Greater Will and such. But we all know the Greater Will hadn't been around for a while. Even when it comes down to them needing to take their orders or tell you something when you're talking to, what's her name, Enya. They just go quiet. They don't get anything. It's pretty clear they haven't got anything for a while. So I think America had a plan. I think the world's falling apart. I think they're trying really hard to hold on to the influence that they have. You know, you can tell they still have control over Lindale because they put that seal on the doors.
Oh.
You know, like nobody can go through until, you know, you get to, I mean, the Gideon dialogue, if I remember right, is, I mean, I can't quote him, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Everybody here is so sharp, so I'm real sorry if I'm working off of like bad memory. But saying to the sake of, you know, when you get two runes and the fingers allow you to continue.
Right.
Because, you know, if you walk up to that, like, what is it, the Eastern Rampart entrance of Lendale, and you're not ready to go in, it's just a gold door there. So, like, they're keeping people out, and I think it's using Tarnish to kind of be like a rune delivery service, ultimately to like give it to Gideon.
Okay.
And so like Gideon can be the one to still kind of retain that type of power and such, and kind of keep this little thing they have going. If
All
that
right.
makes sense.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Let me ask you another question about what you just said, and I'm not just grilling you just because, but I have a question.
Get me, man.
Okay, so you talked about that seal that, you know, everybody knows about the seal that we have to get into Lindale. Well, if you walk up to that seal and it says that it's made by the Veiled Monarch, which is, or, you know, it says by Margit. Do you think then that the Two Fingers and Margit have an alliance then? Or do you think Margit is working for the Two Fingers?
That's a really awesome question, and that kind of boops me hard because because like if you look at it, it's the circle of the Two Fingers, like the script, the two concentric circles that are the seal on that. But that's also the symbol used for holy in the game. I think Margit's just kind of in there. I don't really have like the most robust of response to that though. That's a really good question. But if the way that I see it, they won't even let Margit get in there, then, you know, to me it doesn't matter either way because it's obvious something different's going on. Like if the Thorns are keeping everybody out, even Margit, even, you know.
Oh,
that's a really good point. That's a really good question, man.
Okay, good. Awesome. All right. I see what I see what you're going. Yeah, you know what? That might be a question of the week. You know, that might be the question of the week.
I think Jackals was better.
Well, if Gideon is a creation of the Two Fingers, why did America give him grace?
I just think he's I don't know, I just get this vibe from him, like the story's trying to tell us, at least the way I've interpreted it, the story is trying to tell us that he's trying really hard to be the next guy to get the promotion. Like he's really posturing himself a ton. You know, he says he talked to America, he says spoke to the fingers, but like nobody's seen America. Nobody's talked to America.
Right.
He could have talked to the fingers, but I mean the fingers ain't really talking to anybody.
Right.
And then when, you know, he says he's a tarnished to stand before the Elden Ring and everything, like that's his desire. He already states his desire, but like later in conversation, he says, like I said before, he's like tired of these namby-bamby tarnish, and he says they think the Round Table holds just shelter from the rain. It's like he's putting himself above us, you know, as the player in the game.
Right.
And then, you know, we gather all this power and such, because that's how I think it works. Like we're agents of the law of regression, or we're, you know, an aspect of it being utilized in that way by collecting all of these runes, this code of, you know, of energy and remembrances and powerful things, and putting it all in a bag, and he's trying to get it from us before we can go in there and deliver it and be the next Elden Lord and whatnot.
Interesting. Okay, cool. All right then, man. So what would you like to talk about tonight?
I was just here to say hi.
Just say hi.
Honestly, yeah, I was just here to say hi and do the question of the week, and just, you know, I have a good time in this. I have a bunch of theories, but I just, man, especially after hearing everybody else's really awesome put together stuff, it's kind of like I like to make sure I don't have any holes in things before I go yapping about
Oh, really? See,
And,
I don't worry about that. Just let it out, man. If it gets torn apart, it gets torn apart. You know what I'm saying?
Just let it flow.
Just let it flow.
Let it flow. Yeah. Well, here I'll say something. I do agree with Boss Saucer a lot when he talks about water and such, and it kind of it's one of my theories that like energy and life force. We all just have labels for things. They're just words, when really it all kind of pertains to the same types of things. Just different people, different factions and lands between refer to it by different monikers, and it's we know now that it all comes from the same place, and I feel like it's expressed in different ways, in different combinations. It's when power or runes pass through one person and then they're given to another, like whether it's through sap or, you know, however people, you know, whatever people think the sap is used for and such, or through glintstone, you know, people be putting that in their skulls and stuff. I think it keeps residue and past essence of people, much like blood echoes and Bloodborne. You know, you have this blood, but what it is, it's really giving you power is the life force, the drive of the person that the blood came from, and the culmination of all that. And I think it's the same kind of thing, and that's why they say runes. It's like if somebody were to take me down, then, you know, and take my runes, those runes are expression of rattle and how much butt I want to kick, you know. So maybe maybe they'll want to be a strength build and kick more butts, you know, on top of getting their health. And it's kind of like just a code, almost like computer code for programs, you know, like this framework is what makes this thing. And it's in everything. It's in rocks, it's in water, it's in air, and it can be accumulated. And like one of the easiest examples for me, at least as far as probably what led me down this path, is, you know, you take for instance, Rykard, who had, you know, who is now part serpent, or all of the serpent, so to speak.
Yeah.
It said they make it a point to tell you he fed himself to it, great rune and all.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you go to that length? Like, is he just trying to say, like, I'm out of here, I don't want to do this, and there's no way to die, so I'm gonna do this and you know, exit? Or is it saying, like, if two things come together, if one thing eats another, whatever's more powerful is going to be what's expressed once these runes or power of either are combined together. And with the great rune, you know, Rykard was more powerful than the serpent, and took over the body.
Right.
And such. It's like rune bears eating a bunch of things because they can't die. You know, like why we can't die? We don't need to eat. but rune bears will eat things and they grow and grow and grow because they're just eating tarnished and they're eating animals and
Interesting.
such that are and I mean they even poop it out like the gold tinged excrement
Exactly.
and everything.
That's my favorite
It's
item.
just right. Put it in a gold tinged bag and light it on fire and leave it on the porch of Gideon's place.
You know what?
For sure.
I like that idea. Because I've often thought about that's things along that same context. That the greater of of a two or a couple will always be expressed more than the lesser. And I can see that. I can see that in the serpent and Rykard.
I was thinking it's like a teeter totter, or
Yeah.
like scales. Like whatever's gonna, and that's not as robust and meta as some of these theories that I've heard, but maybe I'm just not smart enough. But I just I don't know how deep they're trying to take it sometimes. Like my approach on it is like pretty straightforward. They just don't tell you anything.
Right.
And like it's a puzzle put together that like kind of it's more like the other games, the other stories that Miyazaki tells. They all have some kind of mechanism or explanation that kind of has a poetic irony in its banality.
Mm-hmm.
In how like actually it's not as grandiose and legendary or full of courage or whatnot as you think. It's a person that didn't want to die, so they keep burning divine things to keep a fire going.
Mm-hmm.
It's people that wanted to keep power, and they got this blood from aliens, and they don't even know what they were doing. They keep power, and they're addicted to it. Just very. If you take Sekiro, like no spoilers or anything, but there's a divine being that came down from a divine place and bringing this water with it, but the water has strange effects on things, and then you have those that are eating the sediment, like it's so saturated and stagnated, it has even different effects on them. It's just all about that water end of the day. And then it's not really like a masterful villainous plot that's happening to Ashina.
Yeah.
It's a pollution.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, but I mean that's just totally my bias, though.
Okay. Well, I mean,
and I might be like selling myself short by searching so much for this irony.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question. So you came out with a new video today, man, and I watched it.
Yeah,
I watched it, and it's on your channel, Serious Moonlight, right? Let me ask you something about your video real quick. And
sure, please do.
Because I make videos, and I know some other people that make videos. So let me ask you.
You're an inspiration, my man.
No, not me. Let me ask you this: what inspired the topic for that video? That's what I wonder. That's what I was wondering.
The topic itself,
yeah.
Well, honestly, I kind of feel like I just yapped a little bit about it. For me, like I do have ideas, but I'm really new to videos. Like if you can't, folks can't tell like by like my clumsiness and such in there. I definitely have a lot to learn, but I don't want to make a video that goes on for like 45 minutes, and then I want to kind of have some established things that I may believe that if I was so fortunate as to have people that are interested in my ideas, I could simply reference like core points from another thing. I think with me it's the way I compartmentalize stuff. It's the way I organize information. And I feel like a world this intricate, like and I don't know if I'm confusing the vagueness with, latent intricacy as far as the story goes, I feel like there's some universal constants that they're trying to tell us in the story. Like, hey, if you want to figure it out, here's some things you can lean on so why these characters are thinking of doing some of the crazy things that they're doing or why they can pull it off. And it to me it comes back to runes or glintstones, when they're talking about, amber or glintstone with residual life and how things are expressed. When it comes to this primal energy, I feel like this energy is like it's like the water. It'll fill any shape. It'll fill any crack. It'll come out as anything, but it gets coded in that way at that point. It's just an arrangement of it. And it can be transferred, it can be stolen, it can be absorbed. And I guess ultimately I feel like America, you know, I mean, other topics aside, where she came from, what she is, what she done, all that, I think what they're trying to tell us is there's a regime that took charge. There are aspects of life that they did not want to deal with, such as, say, destined death, the fact that you're going to go tits up at one point. You know, like people that have, pardon my language, but
No worries.
people
No worries,
that,
man.
you know, powerful people. What is it like? It's a Springsteen lyric. I'm old, so it's a Springsteen lyric. It's poor men want to be rich, rich men want to be king, and
Oh,
king's not satisfied till they rule everything. And it's like, would you want to give that up if you were so powerful? Like if your runes were so concentrated, you can be amongst these even more divine entities on the hierarchy. You know, like, I keep saying, you know, I'm sorry, it's a nervous habit, but
no,
there are obviously
worries.
these outer beings, these outer gods that we call them, great ones, that type of deal. I think they're great because they have this concentration of this energy, this saturation of this divine energy, and that's what kind of lifts you up the pyramid, lifts you up the ladder, the hierarchy, and affects your ability to affect things. You know, your element of causality. And those beings, looks like they don't really have to worry about death. If you have the ability to put as much power as you can into your battery to the point where you don't have to worry about death, well, that might motivate some people, especially if you're already at the point where you're that powerful anyway.
Yeah.
And I think I think America, however you want to define her, as Radagon, as America or whatnot, I think she started as America, and then, you know, the what's been going on in the story kind of leaves her in the weird ways that she is. She is Radagon. She isn't Radagon. She's all that. I just think she's got a lot of scars, you know, through this pursuit, and took out the ability to die so she can continue her work. And this tree is there to funnel life and stop death from reclaiming this energy and recycling into something else. And kind of goes back to like something Gideon said. And I know I'm yapping a lot. I hope I'm answering your question.
Keep going. I'm listening, bro. You worry too much.
Well,
don't worry. Here at the Inquisition,
I have a tendency to flood the basement for sure with context. So
flood it. The basement's big. I'm telling you.
Well, you know, Gideon in his speech had a comment that always stuck. Well, he had a couple in question that always stuck with me. And he says something like, will we remain what we are when the fight is finished?
Okay.
And I feel like maybe at one point that was kind of a known thing. Like when you kick the bucket, you're thrown back into, you know, the blender, and you're poured into another glass, and it might not be you anymore, but like your essence is in there. You know, these runes that were you, they're going to be taken apart and put together into something else, like almost like a reincarnation type of deal. Whether it's with the reincarnation, the entire world, or if that's on like an individual lifespan. I think that's kind of what this tree, this illusory golden tree, is serving, is a replacement of the natural process. Some people call it parasitic. Some people, I just think it's a way to put a stopgap in the natural order of things and retain life force and put it back and put, I don't know, like if America really liked this person named Bill and something happened to Bill, she can get Bill back through the Erd Tree and recreate Bill. And without it being like.
But would it be Bill though? That's.
I think that originally that was the aim. I don't know if it really happened, but you know, my take right now, that's a little flaky.
Right.
I do need to search that out and unpack that.
Let me ask you a question about that comment though. From Gideon's point of view, do you think he asked it like out of fear or just out of curiosity? Because it sounds like something I would, if I was in his state, I would ask that out of fear. If, you've lived so long, you've done all these things, and if you get rebirth, is it after everything's done? Is it you?
Like, who knows of what will be when the fight is finished? If we are,
Right.
I think he's trying. I think that's why he's doing what he's doing, to try and either find power or favor with whatever will have power to retain his, what makes him him.
Oh.
If not be the Elden Lord, and like that would be the way to preserve yourself, preserve your soul in its current constitution.
Interesting.
And,
Interesting. All right. Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was great talking to you, bro.
Yeah, man. Let's
good time out here.
Let's call it a night because it's past 9 o'clock. And man, I loved your video, by the way. It was great. I liked it.
Yes, sir.
Good quality.
I appreciate that. I got a lot to learn, but thank you kindly.
No problem, man.
You have a great to be here, and what up to everybody. You have a great night.
You too, man. Later.
Peace out, bro.
Everyone, that was Serious Moonlight. He's got a new video up on his channel. It's pretty good. Really good. Let me say that. So it's past 9 o'clock, so it's time to end the show. But let me give you my answer for the question of the week, right? When Gideon says America wants us to struggle unto eternity, is he telling the truth or is he just lying? Well, in my opinion, take it or leave it, Gideon, like Roger, like Enya, like Melina, like so many others, like Ronnie, is a liar. He was lying. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back tomorrow streaming more Elden Ring, and we'll be doing some other stuff on Elden Ring tomorrow night. This was the call-in show, which is every Sunday night, 7 o'clock Texas time. I really appreciate everybody coming by and talking, calling in. People in the chat, thank you for coming. People in the future that watch this, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it too. Everybody else that was just silently listening to all these great theories, thank you so much for being here too. Thank you to the Inquisition, to all the friends that we made along the way. It was amazing, and it still is. Tomorrow will be just as amazing. And if anybody wants to join Discord, link is in the chat, and link is in the notes underneath the video or the stream or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this has been the Inquisition and the Golden Inquisition. And yeah, y'all have a great night and be safe out there. And we'll see y'all tomorrow.